Hello, I'm Anavultus, and today I am reviewing Chikyuu Shoujo Arjuna, also known as If Maiden Arjuna. It's a show that came out in 2001. It has 13 episodes, and while it may be a bit difficult to decide which genre it really falls into, I believe the one that it most closely falls into is definitely science fiction. Now, what is it about, you may ask? It's about a girl called Juna who dies, and then is brought back to life in order to become the avatar of time to defend the Earth. And this is, of course, defending the Earth against beings called the Raja, which appear in large part due to pollution and due to the corruption of the natural environment by humanity. So the show is generally set up in an episodic format, but it goes full throttle in the last couple episodes. And generally speaking, the episodes each address a general way in which there is some sort of artificiality to society or a type of pollution that is going on. So it has a very heavy-handed environmentalist message in large part, but it also, in my opinion, certainly raises very many important issues that, even though I personally don't agree with all of the messaging of the show, I do believe that the show certainly does bring up very important issues, and if anything, is very good as a conversation starter over such issues. So I do recommend that if you watch it, that you watch it not just alone, but with someone else, so that maybe you can have a great conversation about some of the issues that are brought up. So the show also has a bit of a new agey type aesthetic, really drawing from many different types of mythology. So it's very interesting, but a little comment on the first episode. The main character, Juna, starts out as a very terrible archer, which is a bit hard to believe since she supposedly had been at least trying to do archery for years. And as someone who personally has engaged in archery, I can say that in about 10 minutes, first 10 minutes, I probably was a better archer than Juna was after however many years she had practiced archery. So there you go. Just a little criticism. Now, she does end up getting better later on, but just a little critique there. So the main setting of a show is generally in the present day, and I think that's really all I have to say about the story and setting. But anyway, the sounds and the soundtrack is certainly, particularly the music, is certainly where the show shines. There's some involvement by Yoko Kanno, a very famous name. But I definitely love the music from the show, and I think that it is just generally a very good soundtrack that does some very interesting things. There's some very interesting sounds, very interesting ways that the music is arranged. As a composer, I can say that I am very well impressed with a lot of the music from the show. Concerning the animation, the show does at times take a little bit of what I call a budget pause, where, let's say, in a dialogue scene, there won't be a lot of movement going on, but when there's action, there is the animation. When there's action, the animation certainly does blossom and bloom in very many ways, and when it concerns creativity concerning the animation, I certainly think that the show has been very creative in its animation and in how that is expressed. So I do have to say that I do like the animation and I like the soundtrack, so that is something that I do enjoy. Now, whether I would recommend the show or not, I certainly think that if you have any interest in conversing about the environment, or to look at and to really examine issues relating to the nature of a relationship between humanity and the natural surroundings and the artificiality and what really civilization means. I do believe that the show is for you in some sense. However, I would certainly, from my perspective anyway, take a grain of salt with the messaging of the show, because I do end up disagreeing, not just in some of the interpretation, but also in some of the ideas that are put forward. So that's just generally my particular take or spin on that. So I do, however, recommend, and overall, I would give the show a good 3.5 out of 5 points. So take that and do with it what you will. Now, if you have any comments relating to maybe something I left out, or perhaps a particular category that you would like me to address in future reviews, please do leave them in the comment section below. If you would like to subscribe, I would be happy to have new subscribers. Always happy to have people on board. So if you have any particular thing you want me to review, or if you want to see future reviews in general, then please do also leave in the comments section below. So thank you all for watching, and I will be seeing you all next time. Anavultus over and out.